just wanted to do one quick reminder about our Luxury Home of the Week program, which is a program where if your agents have a luxury listing, they can go to Schmidt Resources or every Blue Matters Monday email in this quick links section. You'll see it right here, Luxury Home of the Week submission form. It's a form your agents can fill out and be considered to be used for our Luxury Home of the Week, which is a program we run on our luxury social media platforms. It's a complimentary campaign where they get a video and ad done for them, or a slightly edited video and an ad campaign done for them across all of our regions. All they have to do is fill out a form, give us some information on the listing. It doesn't cost them a thing, and if they are chosen, we will let you know at least about 2 weeks ahead of time that you're chosen and when your listing is going to run. But we need some more submissions. We've had so many awesome ones across all of our regions, and we're ready to get some more. So it's in the Blue Matters Monday email, like I said, right here under the quick links. And of course, you can also go to the Luxury Squares on Schmidt Resources, and you can find it right down here. It says Home of the Week submission form. If you have any questions on that, please let me know.
Okay, great. Can you hear me okay, JD?
Perfect, yes.
Thank you. Good morning, everybody. Good to be with all of you today. Hi, Sharon. Hi, everybody. So I hope everyone had an opportunity to see David Marine's announcement come out via email about the new global luxury thresholds that have been set. And you know, it's been about 2 or 3 years since we've had a change in our thresholds. And the reason why a threshold change comes into play is to maintain integrity of the global luxury program and to also reflect shifts in the market, right? And boy, did we see a shift in the market in 2020, right? So we have some new thresholds, and I wanted to go ahead and share my screen now, JD, if you don't mind. And I'd like just to kind of go to Schmidt Resources and make sure everybody knows how to look that up. Can everybody see my screen okay?
Yep.
All right, perfect. So I'm in Schmidt Resources, and I'm going into the Global Luxury Square, just exactly where JD took all of you to submit Home of the Week. And right here is the Global Luxury Threshold Lookup tool. If you click on that, it takes you right to CB Desk to the luxury threshold. Now, you may have to sign in. I keep signed in at all times. But it took me right to the threshold. So it's just an easy way to navigate to it versus logging into CBDEX and then going through all the different clicks. So here is the lookup for the global luxury threshold. Now I'm going to show you my zip code just to so you can kind of see how it's changed. In my market in Petoskey, we were at 500,000 for the last couple of years. That minimum list price for luxury is now up to 760,000. Okay, so it's that simple. You just type in a zip code 32963 and look at that minimum list price for global luxury. Okay, so this is an important, really important exercise to have our agents go through this before they actually go on a listing appointment. This should become part of their listing prep so that they can make certain they're going in with the residential brand or the luxury brand based on that threshold in that market. Now, here's what I will tell you. This is absolutely no guarantee, but if your agents are saying, gosh, this is just not right, this is just way too high, how can the price be this way? You need to connect to the luxury ambassador in your market. Now, I'm the acting luxury ambassador for Premier Properties and also for Michigan North. But we have Marcy Capadona in Ohio, Kirsch Rule along the South and Lakeshore region of Michigan, Anthony Scaramucci in Paradise. Did I get everybody? Did I say all four? Marcy, Valerie Gunther at Sunstar, okay? We have luxury ambassadors in place. Brian and I tag team Virgin Islands if we need any help with theirs. But if there is an issue where an agent's just like, gosh, this just doesn't seem right, it seems too high, this doesn't seem right, please connect to the luxury ambassador or myself, and we're going to have to do an analysis of our own. So we're going to need your assistance as well with managers and ASCs pulling the data, because we can't just go back to the brand and say that's not right. We need to go back to the brand with data and justify why we believe that threshold may be a little bit off. Now I can tell you, if it's a $20,000 difference, it's probably not going to go anywhere. All right, it probably won't. But if it's a big difference, let's work on that together. So let's talk about a couple things that our agents are going to ask us. So when do the new listing thresholds take effect? Okay, they take effect on March 16th. So that means every listing taken from March 16 forward must meet the luxury threshold for that zip code to syndicate. Okay, March 16th forward, new listings taken. The other big question they're going to have is, what about all my listings right now that are syndicating under the Global Luxury brand? What does it mean for all of them if they no longer fit the threshold for that zip code? They're fine. They're going to stay on the website. They're effectively grandfathered in, okay? They're effectively grandfathered in. However, something happens with a price change, or maybe a listing type, a subtype, or maybe the photo count changes, that will trigger a refresh in the syndication, which means if that property no longer fits that zip code's threshold, now it's going to force it to drop off. Okay, so be very careful when your agents are saying, oh, I want to do a price change, I want to do this, I want to do that to the listing. Go in and double check that zip code, look at what the threshold is, and let that agent know that this could trigger it to fall off the luxury syndication by doing this. Okay, because it will trigger a refresh. So let's try to make sure we're using all of those kind of scenarios with our agents so we don't get people that are upset. All right, so any other questions, JD? Can we open it up for questions on the luxury thresholds?
Yeah, you guys, if you have questions in the chat, please write them. I'm taking a look at them. We haven't had anything come in yet.
Okay, good. So the FAQ that went out with David Marine's announcement, we're dropping that in to the Global Luxury Threshold Lookup Square in Schmidt Resources. It's a 2-page document. It's going to go through all of these details that I just covered, okay? And the agents can read that. You guys can read that thoroughly so that we can better serve our client, okay? Now let's talk about Luxury Magazine, which is our flagship publication through the Schmidt family of companies. Now some of our markets, their thresholds are still 500,000. Okay, some are 760, some are 800. They all vary, right? So for us, for our luxury publication, we are still going to accept our agents' listings, all listings, 500,000 and up. It doesn't matter what zip code it is in and what that luxury threshold is in that zip code. For our agents, for our luxury flagship publication, we will take listings 500,000 and up in Luxury Magazine, just as we always have, so that our agents can continue to offer that exceptional advertising to their seller clients, okay? So in the magazine, it's still 500,000 and up. To syndicate through the Global Luxury brand, you gotta use the Lookup tool, okay? Big important point, it has to become part of the listing prep, you guys. Has to become part of the listing prep. I cannot stress that enough. Gotta become a part of the listing prep. All right, so that's it for me. The Lookup tool, please stay tuned to look for the FAQ over in, oh, that's a good question, Karen. We should talk about that.
Yeah.
Please look forward to the FAQ popping into the luxury threshold tool, okay? So Karen Palmer's question, if you guys could see it, says, how would this change the qualifying for the Global Luxury certification? So it follows the same rule as listings taken. Okay, in 16 of 2021, those transactions, those property sales that the agent had that were qualifying based on the threshold at that time are still in effect. After March 16th, they have to follow the luxury threshold criteria. Okay, so if previously their luxury threshold in their market was 600,000, and after March 16th it's 700,000, they have to follow that $700,000 criteria now to finish the minimum 3 property sales that are required. Okay, so anything that they did prior, their property sales prior, their course that they took prior, that is all included as long as everything happens within a 24-month period. The course and 3 property sales must all take place within 24 months. Okay?
Can I add a quick note, Trace? One of the things you talked about with the listing prep is really huge, because Melissa made an interesting point. She goes, I did and ours hasn't changed at this time. And I noticed that too. When I went to the zip code that I live in, nothing changed. When I went to the zip code immediately north of me, it had changed by about 30,000. Yep. So, you know, it's not just an agent looking at the zip code they're in right now where they live in and go, okay, nothing's changed. They have to do it for every single listing, for every single zip code, because it could be one zip code over, and it could be, I mean, it literally could be $100,000 difference. So don't just feel like you're safe if you've done the one that you work in, because it could be an agent could get one north and it's completely different.
That's right. And you know, you don't want that agent to go on a listing appointment and under that luxury branding and then have to take it all back, that they can't do that, right? So Adrian, I'm going to show you exactly how to get there one more time, you guys, okay? I'm going to show my screen. And then I want to talk about missing zip codes, okay, from the luxury threshold. So here I am. I'm back in schmidtresources.com, okay? Adrian, you're over in Ohio, so I'm going to click on Ohio. And then I'm going to go into the Global Luxury Square. All right. And here is your Global Luxury Threshold Lookup tool right here. And you just click on that. I'm always logged into CB Desk, so it's taking me right to the Global Luxury Square. I think one of the zip codes, Adrian, what's Adrian's zip code? Can you see if you can grab that for me, JD?
Yeah. I think
Adrian,
it's 44039.
Zip code for North Ridgeville?
44039.
44039. Let's see what it says. You're still at 500,000, Adrian. Nothing changed for yours. Okay, but let's remember that's just one zip code. You got to check all zip codes. That was a really great tip that JD gave. Now let's talk about missing zip codes. Some of the zip codes are not showing up in the threshold lookup tool in some of our markets. So if that happens and you go in there and there's no data, shoot me that zip code, okay? And I'll get that over to the brand, and we'll make sure that that zip code gets added into the threshold tool, okay? So when the brand did, you know, how they determined the new luxury thresholds was that they examined MLS source data from over 28,000 zip codes. Now, 28,000 zip codes does not cover the entire United States, right? Some of those zip codes are going to be left behind. So if the zip code is not showing up, don't guess on what that luxury threshold is. Shoot it over to me. Give me a subject matter that's like important missing zip code. Give me something that flags my attention right away, and I'll get working on it immediately to make certain that we can get back to that agent what their luxury threshold is so they can continue to prep, and then we'll get that zip code added in, okay? Because we will find missing zip codes. All right, well, JD, I think I took my time. That was available for me today. If nobody has any other questions, I will always encourage you to reach out to me directly. For all things global luxury, reach out to your global luxury ambassadors. And where in your markets you have a global luxury agent service coordinator, I'd ask you to reach out to them as well. But we are all resources for all of you and our agents, so please leverage us.